Are you thinking about selling your house and you are sitting here wondering how much you will profit after the closing? I highly recommend that you know how much it will cost you to sell the house before you think about the profit, because you would be surprised with all the fees that you are not aware of. The cost of selling a house averages between 10 to 15% of the final sale price of the house, from broker's fees to closing costs to the cost of preparing the house for sale and the inspections. So I will break it down here one by one, and I will show you how you can address all those costs prior to signing the listing agreement with your broker. Before signing a listing agreement with your broker, you should have an estimated net sheet in your hand. And what is the estimated net sheet? Most sellers are shocked by how expensive it is to sell a home. The estimated net sheet will include broker fees, escrow and title fees, property taxes and HOA, homeowner association, preparation of document fees, and transfer fees. Also, there are notary fees and other miscellaneous closing costs. So, also part of the cost to the homeowner, if they have not occupied the house for 2 years of the past 5 years, there could be capital gains. And you definitely want to know about the cost of taxes at that time. That's why you definitely want to see an estimated net sheet before you sign the listing agreement. Next is moving cost. Moving costs doubled, if not tripled, over the last 2 to 3 years, just like everything else. So, I highly recommend that you get different bids from different moving companies. From my experience and what I've seen with many homeowners, definitely only move with you the furniture and the pieces that mean a lot to you or you really care about, because you're moving to a new home anyway and you would want to buy furniture that fits this new space. And the cost of moving will shock you. It's so expensive that I've seen many home sellers have decided to get rid of their furniture and buy brand new furniture for their new home. Next is preparing your home for sale. This is definitely not cheap, because you may need to spruce your curb appeal, you may need to paint the whole interior of the house and the exterior of the house. Also, the cost of staging, the cost of the professional photography, all these things cost money, and it could cost you anywhere between ten to $30,000. The cost of preparing a house is not cheap, and you want to sit down with your agent and go through the numbers of preparing your home to make sure you are aware of how much money you would spend to get your house market ready. Next is the buyer request of repairs. And this is a huge cost to the seller and a big nightmare. And I will tell you here how to avoid this before it even happens. I always highly recommend to all my sellers to do all the inspections prior to listing their home. And the inspections that I recommend that my home sellers do are the home inspection, the termite inspection, roof, chimney, and pool inspection. All those five inspections, doing them up front will save you so much time and money. You have no idea. And how is that? When you do all those inspections prior to listing your home, you will be aware of any issues that are in your home, and you will have the time to address any of those issues. At this point, you can either do all the repairs, you can do some of them, or none of them. Here you're going to ask me, what is the point of doing all those inspection reports if I am not going to do any of the repairs? My answer to you is, if you do all those inspections prior to listing your home, and let's say you find out that you have, for example, $50,000 worth of repairs, if you put those reports as part of your disclosures and the buyer see this cost upfront, they will be able to do the negotiation before they get an escrow, and this leads to a much smoother sale. The other scenario is, if you decide to do some of the repairs or all of them, that's even better. But if you don't do it, that's okay. The other scenario is, if you don't do any of those inspections and you get in an escrow with a buyer, and the buyer do their inspections and their offer is contingent on the inspection. What happens is, If they did the inspections and they found out that you have $50,000 worth of repairs, at this point, the buyer has the right to come back and negotiate the price down, or they can come and ask for all those repairs to be done. And if you don't agree to any of those options, they have the right to back out. And you are back to square one, and your house is back on the market. And what happens then? Every buyer out there will question, what's wrong with this house? There is nothing wrong with this house. It's just you didn't do all the inspections up front, and they were not disclosed to the buyer before the house went into escrow. So I highly, highly recommend to do all the inspections. Next, the real estate market changes daily. So you definitely want to stay on top of it and work with an experienced real estate agent that knows how to guide you and help you to price the house according to the time the house is being listed. Because if the house is not priced right, that would cost you a lot of money and time is money as well. Look out for my next video. It's going to be about what are the important things that you have to have in your home before you put it up for sale. My name is Heba Rayan. I am a realtor with Coldwell Banker in Danville in the East Bay, and I was a previous real estate appraiser.